What's up drivers? Today we've got the RedTiger F77 on test, and they also very kindly sent me their hardwire kit with it too. This kit itself would be a solid purchase no matter which USB-C dashcam you hook up to it, as it comes with a variety of different fuse tap combinations. Links as always are in the description. Now time to see what you get with your F77. You get your main 4K unit with tilting mount. The mount also slides on and off to easily remove the dashcam from your vehicle. You get a spare sliding mount, your adorable 4K rear unit that looks like a little shrunken version of the main unit, spare sticky pads for both units, a long 12V to USB-C car power lead, a super long USB-C to USB-C rear cam lead, a short USB to USB-C cable for PC transfers, a shoehorn for pixies and dwarves, sticky clips for keeping your wires neat. You get given enough transparent adhesive stickers for a Yu-Gi-Oh duel. I summon. I only use these when I'm testing in attack mode. Your English and Spanish user manual. And finally, your quick start guide. The main unit has 5 buttons on it, and I'm going to let you guess which one you use to save clips with. Yep, of course you guessed it correctly in one. It's the left arrow button underneath the dashcam. Thankfully this dashcam has voice commands for easily saving clips amongst other things, because if it didn't, it would lose serious points here for me with RedTiger not having a Bluetooth remote like the Ofo and Vantru do. I also had a tiny gripe with their phone app. It seems like the app is little more than a method of downloading footage to your phone. The settings on screen are all that the app has to offer, but the dashcam itself has the following settings: format reminder, fatigue reminder, click turn, screensaver, voice control, which includes a list of voice commands which would be helpful to see on your phone, mirror flip, rear cam flip, parking mode, GPS stamp, date stamp, speed stamp, clock settings, time style, time zone, daylight savings time, flicker, basically 50 or 60 Hz, card speed, reset setup, app, which provides an on-screen QR to download the app, and help center, which provides an email and QR for quickly loading your mail app. Why even this one isn't on the app blows my mind. I got this comment on Insta a while back, and this video is going to prove my reply perfectly, as the first clip I have for you today is someone putting their seatbelt on at a junction. Exciting stuff, isn't it? The F77 is clearly much brighter and sharper than my A139, but if we dig a little deeper than that, it becomes an extremely tight contest. In this side-by-side slow motion of the chap putting on his seatbelt, you can still make out his face on the A139, but the F77 is simply way too sharp. But if we instead focus on the license plate of this passing truck, it's no contest in favour of the F77. In better sunlight, it's not quite as one-sided. In fact, if we compare some smaller text, the A139 does it better. The sharpness of the F77 makes us lose those ultra-fine details. This BMW gets the wrong lane at Nightmare Junction after spooking the van in front. As we switch to the rear cam to keep an eye on him, it's clear that the F77 suffers a little with sun glare and reflections, but as soon as we're around the corner out of the sun, the F77 rear cam more than holds its own against the Vantru N4 Pro. There was, however, a strange brief graphical glitch on the F77 rear cam. I'm unsure how often this glitch happens, but this is the only time I've noticed it. Initially, I thought that the mobility buggy caused an issue in this clip, but I think it's purely the car behind getting confused, impatient, or maybe both. You can tell how much desaturation the sun causes on the rear cam, as you can still make out the bright blue of the buggy on the N4 Pro. The nighttime visuals of the F77 absolutely blew me away. I'm not even going to describe how and why it's so much better than my A139, I'm just going to let your jaw drop for yourself. Even the F77 rear cam appears less cloudy than my N4 Pro at night. Expecting crystal clear license plates at 60 miles an hour on pitch black country roads is asking a bit much of any dashcam, but the F77 comes ever so slightly closer to helping you figure out someone's plate. I can at least kind of see a K, F and maybe a 5, but on my A139? Tcheh, good luck. Back under streetlights, my feelings about the F77 versus N4 are much the same. As some bus lanes open up to our left, the motorcyclist behind me makes some noise to ensure that he's seen as he changes lanes to use them. I'd be over there with him, but I know the lane becomes a left turn only further up and I need to keep going straight. Anyway, here's the A139's attempt at seeing the motorcyclist plate as he passes, compared to the F77's attempt. You guys know me. I always make some kind of massive cock-up when making dashcam reviews, so what was it this time? Catch one of the buttons as I'm putting it up. So every single clip I've recorded over the last 3 or 4 days, muted. Yep, for the entirety of my time testing this dashcam, it was muted and I never noticed or thought to check. So I had to head on back out and get some audio when suddenly my Spotify spat out this banger.
Cause I've been down this road before, they always end up wanting more. They take one look and run away.
Compared to the A139 microphone, it's clear the F77 sounds slightly more muffled, but this is one of the closest I've heard to the quality of the A139. For the average dashcam consumer, this is as good as a microphone as you're ever going to want or need.
And she was actually pretty cool with finding out that I'm a horse. And from the waist down, she introduced me to her friends.
One night in my Discord server, someone posted a pic saying they'd spotted me, so as an excuse to test out the clip transfer feature, the next day, I hunted down the clip, locked it, and started a transfer. The transfer speed for copying clips to PC isn't great. The clip on the top is a 1GB VOFO file being transferred from an SD card. On the bottom is a 670MB F77 clip being transferred from its eMMC storage. Now on top, which has been playing underneath, is how long an eMMC to SD transfer takes for the same clip. Finally on the bottom again is the exact same error that the N4 Pro clips always give me when importing them to Premiere Pro. A pain in the arse, yes, but unless you're editing your clips in Premiere Pro like I am, then you'll be alright. Now I know what I'm about to say next will horrify some of you. The SD card slot on this dashcam is purely for transferring clips from the eMMC storage. You can't actually record straight to an SD card. With an average 4 to 5 year lifespan for eMMC storage and the warranty period only covering 2 years, I expressed to RedTiger that it makes me nervous that the dashcam would become a brick, but they've assured me that they'll do their best to help customers with any issues even beyond the 2-year warranty. So here's my final verdict. The F77 was on par with both my A139 and N4 Pro during the day. The F77 was better than both my A139 and N4 Pro at night. The F77's audio is almost as good as VOFO's A139 Pro, but as it had the exact same error as my N4 with the clips and it's not vastly better than either camera, I shan't be adding it to my everyday setup. But if you work the night shift or just drive a lot at night, this dashcam is definitely worth considering over the likes of VOFO and Vantru for the clarity of the nighttime footage alone. If you'd like a RedTiger dashcam for yourself, be sure to follow my link in the description and use coupon code DashCamHull for 25% off. But cheers for watching, and I promise I'll post a video where something actually happens very soon. Peace! I also had a tiny gripe with their phone app. Oh, fuck off. Spam caller? Really? I'm fucking recording a video, mate. Fuck off. Fucking hell, we will get through this.